time at the beach. So we should film more things. Steve at the beach, Christian at the beach, Sammy at the beach. Beach. Okay.
Recording?
Yeah. We stole your camera. Hey Sammy. Who wants a sex tape?
Still recording?
Sammy does, yeah.
Hey Sammy, there's something in here.
And she will never know until she looks at her camera. Steve is stopping! There he goes, the majestic Steve. Into the waters to migrate to the south.
Such dignity in this creature. Such ability. In reality, they are just like us.
Right, here we have the construction of the land of the small worm people. As you can see, it's not a big land, but these are tiny people. We're working on it apparently. So I might be able to zoom in. Oh no, that is just altering the focus.
Big button on top.
Big button on top. Aha! You can see the housing settlement. And I'm thinking over there we have the gate. That is the civilization. That is the source of life. And the worm people come from the source of life and go down the channel. And if they are developed enough, they go through the gates.
Here is where the worms of the water rise up onto the land and meet the great lord of the mountain. This is my best David Attenborough impression.
Over there, on the rock, we have Lord Helix, the great sage, who lives in the shadow of the Wisdom Mountain, to which he prays to the feed people who have developed this land. So basically, we've made ourselves gods. That's how much of an egomaniac trip this is.
The great Lord Helix, who now and again makes migrations to the great mountain. Below him is the great shrine that the worm people make their way to pray for legs, so they can survive the next great coming of the water.
The people live in fear of the time known as the Great High Tide, which will threaten to wash away this land. But Lord Helix knows that this time is inevitable and is an important part of the cycle of life. And as such, when the time comes, Lord Helix and his chosen followers will go back up to the source of life and wait for it to start again.
Here we have the Great South Wall.
We're on the beginning of the Great South.
It was never completed due to severe laziness of the original creators, because they can't be fucked to find more rocks. Nobody knows if it truly faces south, and there's something very cold running down my arse. Here we have a great source of water. We're not quite sure why we need it, but it looks cool and it's great to swim in.
That was just to...
It's got healing properties.
That was to prevent flooding.
We've just been told by our scientists that it has healing properties. So,
to prevent flooding from the main...
yeah, and it helps reduce flooding, so it's a life source of the people. And if you're talking about life sources, this is the great marker to the life sources.
Sammy, it's actually the underworld.
No, I'm the pool of lost souls.
Here is a lost soul in the underworld, playing with some mud and looking thoroughly depressed he's in the fucking underworld.
It's a banished god.
Here are two gods, and they banished that god down there.
Your sense of eternal.
They are ruthless beings with little respect. And there he is futilely kicking up the pool of souls to try and spread the underworld. Here is an ancient trace of life that marks the beginning of the path of life that leads to the great spring of light that Lord Helix returns to at the end of time when the tides turn to survive for another, I don't know, lifetime. Another time when the tides then recede and the world is created anew. Here we see Great Lord Helix on his pilgrimage to the Mountain of Wisdom, and now the rains praise upon him to keep him alive.
He is not. He's not deterred.
He is strong. He is
Wise.
very wise and has
Wise.
reasonable speed. And now at the base of the hill,
He prepares for the final journey up the mountain.
prepares his final prayers unto the gods in preparation for the great high tides. The waters of the great Sea of Souls is
Turning off
murky
dirt from your feet.
from all the souls that
Shower this morning.
Have
died.
you been running around barefoot all day?
Sammy. Yeah, it's just sand.
Should put Lord Helix to the top of the mountain.
He'll dry up there.
Lord
He must live! He must live! He must live!
This is actually the great sage on his migration back to the there, over in the north is the great Queen Twin land. The great sage is
Has shed
his
his
way.
worldly possessions
He waves,
and goes on alone,
and there he goes to the waters.
checking back for his followers.
There's
there
followers out
Nowhere to
there.
be seen.
Oh, the water's a bit too shallow. Nipples a bit cold.
He embraces the waters of life.